So it looks like there's a new Marvel Legends Haslab teaser, but what is this one gonna be, and is it gonna be worth your money? Be sure you stick around until the end, soulmates, because we're going to talk about what we'd like to see from this Haslab. If you support what I do, please click subscribe and hit the bell for notifications so you don't miss a single video of mine when it comes out. After the success of the Galactus Haslab, it was pretty much a given that we were going to get another Marvel Legends Haslab sooner or later, and it looks like it's going to be coming very soon. Now, we don't know all that much quite yet, but what we do know is that on the teaser there was a bunch of flame effects, and then there was a 50 years logo with Ghost Rider inside it. So naturally, you would probably assume it has something to do with Ghost Rider. And of course, let's not forget we also got another hint at San Diego Comic-Con when they showed Robbie Reyes' chain. So that would naturally lead one to assume that the Haslab we're going to see is going to feature Ghost Rider Robbie Reyes. What this is going to be, I think, and a lot of other people think too, is it's going to be Robbie Reyes with his charger. And for all the people who are not aware out there, Robbie Reyes is a different kind of Ghost Rider because he's not possessed by the spirit of vengeance or some other kind of demon or anything like that. He's possessed by the spirit of Eli Morrow, and despite this, his powers are pretty much the same as other Ghost Riders. Perhaps the biggest difference between Robbie Reyes and other Ghost Riders is that he doesn't drive a motorcycle. He drives a 1969 Dodge Charger. So naturally, this being a Haslab, this is probably where this project is going. They're gonna make Robbie Reyes and his Dodge Charger. This was a little bit of a surprise for me at first because I thought that they were going to go even larger after the last Haslab, because it seemed to me that it would be a good time for them to do a character like Fin Fang Foom, but then they decided to go a whole lot smaller on this one. And even though I don't really keep tabs on other types of toys besides DC and Marvel toys, I did notice on some of Hasbro's other products, like the new Fortnite Motorboat, that it was very expensive. It was something like $75 for just a boat that really wasn't all that big. So what I'm thinking is going to happen is, because the Fortnite boat is so expensive and the G.I. Joe Hiss tank was so enthusiastically funded, what's probably going to happen here is we're going to see a $200 Ghost Rider Charger. I've seen a lot of people out there hoping that they're going to do all the Ghost Riders on their bikes along with Robbie Reyes as tiers, and I'm going to say temper your expectations on this one, because what's most likely going to be the case is that it's just going to be Robbie Reyes and the Charger, and the tiers are probably going to be various additions to the Charger. For instance, one of the tiers is probably going to be a whole bunch of flame effects that you can add onto the Charger to make it look like it's bursting with fire and stuff. And another tier they might add is the ability to control it remotely, because that is one of Robbie Reyes' powers, and I would not be surprised to see it. As always, never say never with these Ghost Riders being added as tiers on top of Robbie Reyes, but really don't get your hopes up on this one, because I don't think it's going to happen. When I first saw this teaser for the Ghost Rider Haslab, I was taken by surprise by it, because I thought to myself, you know, is Ghost Rider really a popular enough character to carry a Haslab? Now granted, I am a pretty big fan of the Danny Ketch version of Ghost Rider. I think that he's the best Ghost Rider of all of them, and I love his series. I read a lot of comics from that series, and he's got some really cool villains in his rogues gallery. But is he popular enough to carry a Haslab? I really don't think so, and I don't think that Robbie Reyes is popular enough to carry a Haslab. So for this one, I think what's going to happen is that they're going to have that $200 price tag on Robbie Reyes, but they're also going to scale back the number of backers required to get this one funded, because I don't really see him being funded quite like Galactus was with the high number of backers required. What we're probably going to see on the number of backers is something close to the Sentinel, or maybe even less than that. As far as I'm aware right now, this Haslab isn't going to debut until the fall, so I'm wondering when Galactus is going to ship out and whether or not Galactus will ship out before the Robbie Reyes Haslab starts or after the Robbie Reyes Haslab has finished. Because as we all know, the last time we saw a Haslab, the Galactus crowdfunding came and went before the Sentinel was even sent out, and then everyone got their Sentinel, and then they discovered the massive design flaw. So I wonder what's going to happen with Galactus this time, and if there are going to be any issues. For the sake of everyone who gives money to these things, I hope that they send out Galactus before the Robbie Reyes Haslab starts, so that everyone has a good sense of what they're getting themselves into. Because right now, after the Sentinel debacle, I know that I would be very hesitant to give Hasbro any money for one of these things. Is this one going to be worth your money? Well, it's hard to say because we really don't know anything about it yet, so I don't know if it's going to be worth your money or not. But personally, I wouldn't give any money to Haslabs. There's no reason a Haslab should exist, especially for something that's more than likely going to just be a vehicle, because those could get on store shelves all day long, and the larger Haslabs could just be online exclusives. They don't need to do crowdfunding projects. Hasbro already has all the money they'll ever need. They're making record profits. They're the #1 action figure manufacturer in the world, and there's absolutely no reason they need to crowdfund for popular IPs such as Marvel or G.I. Joe or whatever may be the case. These Haslabs are just a massive, cynical cash grab that puts all of the risk for these products onto consumers instead of at retailers where it belongs and where the consumer has better protections and where Hasbro will be held more accountable. So for me, a Haslab is always and forever going to be a massive no. But we're going to see what happens with this Haslab in the meantime. So now that we know we're going to get this, Soulmates, what do you want to see from this Haslab? If I were going to get it, I know I would like to see another Ghost Rider, and personally, I would love to be proven wrong, and I would love to see Danny Ketch Ghost Rider on his motorcycle, as well as Johnny Blaze. Well, Soulmates, what do you think about this Haslab teaser? Are you excited about this new Ghost Rider Haslab? Are you into Robbie Reyes, or were you hoping for something else? And is this one that you're going to get, guys? I don't know, let me know in the comments, and be sure you let me know what you would love to see from this one next. If you want to learn more about the Galactus Haslab, you can check out that video here, Soulmates.